12-year-old Mia was used to staying home alone, the last child of third Swift working parents. She had become accustomed to being independent, save for the company of her faithful Basset hound, Teddy. She had a routine that she followed basically every night, and this warm July night was no different. Mia was perched in an oversized and overstuffed armchair, engrossed in a news story following an escaped mental patient, when a tremendous bang from somewhere in the house startled her out of the zone she was in. She peeked cautiously around the chair down the hall. At the end of the hall, Mia's door was wide open. In the middle of the door frame stood Teddy. His droopy eyes showed the guilt he was feeling. "Oh, Teddy, you scared me," Mia laughed, returning her attention fully to the news story. She had to admit, this story is making her a bit paranoid. She was letting little things get to her, and she needed to stop being silly. Mia convinced herself of this so much, she didn't even acknowledge the second loud thud that came a while later. The program ended and Mia tiptoed down the dark hall, still slightly frightened from what she had watched. She made her first stop to the bathroom to brush her teeth. From there it was to her room, where she put her pajamas on. Then after backing up a few feet to get a running start, she dumped into bed, an old habit from the time she was little. She had to avoid the imaginary boogeyman somehow. Finally, she thrust her hand into the dark space between her bed and the wall. It was tradition that Teddy lick her hand, ensuring that she was safe to sleep at night knowing that he was there to protect her. As soon as he licked her hand, she rolled over and began to drift off to sleep. The sound of the leaky faucet brought Mia back to consciousness. She thought she had turned the faucet tight enough, but maybe not. She padded down the hall to the bathroom. Sure enough too, the faucet was leaking. Tightening the faucet, she went back, put her hand out and Teddy licked it, and she drifted back to sleep. Not 20 minutes later, it started again. Slightly annoyed, she jumped out of bed and stormed to the bathroom with purpose. She turned the knob as tightly as she could. "Let's see you drip now," she thought. Feeling that she had fixed the problem, she repeated her routine with Teddy and returned to slumber. An hour later, the dripping began. Mia's eyes snapped open. Anger, annoyance, grogginess filled to her brim. She dramatically stomped down the hall and threw on the bathroom lights. However, she caught sight of something in the mirror that stopped her in her tracks. Hanging from the shower and dripping blood was Teddy. His eyes were still open, wide, and his long, pink tongue was hanging out. Mia brought a shaky hand to her face to muffle a sob threatening to escape. She noticed something hanging from his tongue. She walked forward to get a better look. It was the note that read,
"People can lick too."
From the dark hallway, manic laughter rang out.